Okay, welcome to the Lobo podcast. Today we have Chicago comedian Laura Hugg. She's a former drug addict, alcoholic. We talk about how we first met. She thought I was gay. It was because of my comedy. She didn't see me walking in on anybody. Anyways, we talk about how we started comedy because our dogs died, how I had sex with Jennifer, this chick with a tramp stamp in South Beloit, at a comedy show, dancing with Chata, crystal meth, Mexican Coke dollars, Cincinnati, and Hunter Biden. Again, you want to get something produced in Chicago, best producer in Chicago, James Webb. Support the podcast. Go to the Patreon. Go to YouTube. Get subscriptions. Tell a friend. And again, we do have a sponsor, LordVegas.com. Limited run of t-shirts, hats, hoodies, jackets, wallets, bags, independent, uncompromised. Elevate your lifestyle and go to LordVegas.com. Do you hate the Russians or do you hate the Ukrainians? I don't know. Go to LordVegas.com, use the promo code Lobo, save 25% off, and send gear to whichever side you like or hate. Anyways, LordVegas.com, established for life. Okay, Lobo Den.
Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. Lobo Den, Lobo Den, Lobo Den. It's the Lobo Den.
Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den podcast. I am your host, Giovanni Diaz, and my left is James Webb. People of Comedy Studio.
You are, yeah. Hi.
People of Comedy, and across from me is Laura Hugg. Hello, Laura. Hi. Hello. Hi, Laura's here. But you know what? Let's stop and ruin all this. Go to LordVegas.com. I have a sponsor, so we're gonna.
What is it?
LordVegas.com. They have limited run t-shirts, hats, hoodies, jackets, wallets, bags, independent, uncompromised. Elevate your lifestyle. Lord Vegas. So if you use the promo, okay, look. What do you have a bag? Do you have a bag? Look, there's bags. There's hats. Remember, weren't you a punk rocker, right? Remember with those days?
Yeah.
You got one over there, Laura.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, you could see over here, right?
Well, he keeps pointing over there, and I thought he wanted me to use that monitor.
Yeah. So
Being polite.
If you're Puerto Rican, right, you can get one of these bags. So if you're Puerto Rican, you live in Humboldt Park, you can get one of these bags, and you can get 25% off of one of these bags if you use the promo code LOBODEN, where you can store your cocaine. What else do Puerto Ricans have? Maybe some type of hair gel, maybe a razor, because they all shave their eyebrows. Laura, have you ever been with a Puerto Rican man before?
Probably.
Yeah. So if he was wearing, like, if a Puerto Rican came up, if a dude came up to you at an open mic with this bag, would you sleep with him?
I mean, because of the bag?
Yeah. Okay, let's look at some of the clothes. Pull up a shirt, right? If he pulled up, all right,
No,
a Puerto
that
Rican.
looks like a purse.
Yeah, if a man came up to you with his Lord Vegas purse and they bought it with the 25% off Lobodan promo code, and he was like, "Look, Laura, I just got this shirt. I'm trying. What's up, man?"
Actually, that looks like the shirt my exes wore, so I guess so, probably.
Yeah. All right. So okay. So if you're all right. So go to
So the golf
LordVegas.com.
shirt more than the backpack.
Yeah. So you can wear one of these. Yeah, you could play golf. Remember Tiger Woods? He played golf and cheat on his wife. So if you're a golfer who cheats on his wife, go to LordVegas.com.
Go to LauraHug.com.
Go to use the promo code LOBODAN, and then you can have your car window smashed by a driver when you show up at 2 a.m. Your wife finds out that you're fucking everybody in fucking Orlando, all the waitresses, and then you gave her an STD. I made that part up. So LordVegas.com, LOBODAN, 25% up. What's up, Laura? How you doing? How you been?
I feel like your sales pitches are, if they knew.
If they only
know your style, I guess.
Yeah, they like.
Funny.
Yeah. So it's like, if you don't go and support, I won't get any kickbacks from that. And then I have a baby in March, and I won't support my baby.
Congratulations.
And then my life will be over. So Laura, how you been? We haven't seen each other in a while, right?
Yeah, you've been doing big things.
I've been doing the podcast. I think that's. I haven't really gone out. I've been doing.
Have you been staying in?
I mean, I was out last night drinking. I mean, and then, is it okay if we talk about drinking around you because you're sober, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. So I was drinking.
Yeah.
So my breath, I don't know, it might smell like vodka. So
I mean,
drinking coffee.
It's funny you talking about being out drinking last night doesn't make me want to do it. That's not what it's
Okay,
do
that's good.
it for me.
But Laura, we met a long time. I have a memory of a specific. Okay, Laura's a comedian from Chicago.
I was thinking about this too.
You produced Stand Up Stand Up. I didn't realize you were the producer.
Yeah, I was a producer for a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then producing is
good.
fun, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, it has its.
It's not fun.
It does. It just
I produce too. Oh fuck! It's such a fucking headache.
Yeah, it it has to be done.
Yeah.
You know, it has every experience is a little different. There's things I like about it and things I don't.
Yeah. It's like
Same as stand up.
stand up.
So we
Period
met.
sex.
I was thinking about when we met too. Do you have a joke about having given a blowjob?
Probably my first year or two.
Because I remember, but like,
was
that
weird.
guy's gay. Like,
Yeah.
I always thought you were gay, and I'm like, good for you, man. Like being so presenting so hetero, but because it just was kind of rare. It's rare. I feel like it's more unusual to have. There's less gay male stand-ups than straight.
Male stand-ups.
Yeah.
Look, so my first year and two of doing stand-up, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to talk about. So a lot of it was like
Right.
me talking about. It was big alluding to like maybe being gay. It was like, oh, I watch gay porn, but I'm not gay, or so. It was always weird stuff. And then like, it was gay stuff. There was my first joke. One of my first jokes, which was at the Three Dead Moose open mic. I said something about, I don't know, it was plenty of fish, maybe even like having sex with my mom, like weird shit. And it was like, I don't know what the fuck to talk about. And I had no stage presence or whatever. And I was figuring it out. So it was all these weird, just disgusting. Yeah. So that first year, can I get more ears, Dave? James.
Dave.
Who the fuck is Dave? Oh, I was thinking Dave Attell. In my head, ooh, there we go. I can hear myself. Oh, it feels good. So no, I don't know. What's my memory of you? I have a specific memory of you. I did a show with you. We did it in either regular Beloit or South Beloit. It was like a kind of a test for Crane's Butters at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't. Do we ride? Who did we ride with?
No, because I'm from the suburbs. So
Oh,
I
okay.
went right.
So you were already there.
So it was you. It was like Mike Stricker. I forgot the other comics, but
It was South Beloit. I wonder if it was Aaron. Oh, here we go again. Like, Aaron Sutherland, maybe.
Oh, Aaron.
Was he there?
He might have been there. I don't remember. He might.
There's a couple shows I did with Cranes, and one of them is South Beloit, north of Illinois.
I always mix them
Is
up.
it Wisconsin?
With South Beloit is Wisconsin, even though it's north though.
It's gonna be like Grandpa's.
Back in my day.
We don't know anyone's last name or
Oh.
any states, any towns are in. Or,
South Beloit is in.
we do remember our first jokes, though.
Oh, so Beloit's in Wisconsin.
It's like 30 minutes north of Rockford, it looks like.
No, because there's.
Okay.
So South Beloit was. I did a show with Vicky Lynn where I had sex with this older drunk at the bar who was heckling. It was weird.
During
And
the show?
After the show,
Okay.
like I gave her. I was,
You
that was during my heavy
you
drinking
had sex
days.
with a heckler. That's how you repaid her. You're like, I'll show you. I'll tell you. I gave you something terrible. Have some sex, some sloppy sex.
And then I had anal with her, like before she was about to leave and get on my. Because we had sex in front of the Denny's at the parking lot. Because that's when I was
In
drinking.
the car, outside.
In the car, right?
Okay.
It was in my car, and that's when I was drinking. And this was South Beloit, and it was Valentine's Day, and there was like a blizzard.
Sounds
So
picturesque on all levels. Imagine the story she tells, which is I had anal sex in front of a Denny's in a snowstorm on Valentine's Day with a stand-up comic. That's the worst part. Not the unprotected anal sex. It was the fact that it was with a comic.
yeah,
I don't know.
How'd you know it was
must have been all that. I'm just on brand, just a guess. It must have been all those jokes he did about watching gay porn. Just really turned me on,
so we had sex at Denny's, but then I went to go drop her off at her house because she lived with her like 9-year-old mother.
And her husband.
And she didn't mention that part, but her son lived down the street, but they're not talking right now.
Oh,
or
my
something.
God. You really got a lot of information. Was all that in a moan? It's like, oh, my son lives down the street. Yeah, baby.
We don't talk. We haven't talked in 5 years.
My mom is 90. What?
And she,
She's just, her dirty talk is just facts about her life.
and her mom just made cinnamon rolls. So
Oh, so did you.
and she was like, I'd invite you in.
You just had some hot cross buns.
Oh, God. She had a Tinkerbell tattoo.
Oh, of
Ew.
course. She had a Tinkerbell tattoo.
She,
As a tramp stamp? I mean, like
I think it was on the
sex worker
thigh.
stamp? I don't
It
know
was-
what to...
Yeah, it was a sex worker stamp, like there.
What if when they say tramp stamp, they mean hobo tramp?
Oh,
Like,
Lady
I've
in
got
the
a tramp stamp. It's a stick with a little kerchief tied to the back with a rucksack.
We just
Never
talked
mind.
about Lady. Well, we were just talking about Lady in the Tramp in the last podcast.
Oh, really?
We're talking about the sexuality of spaghetti, right? Is spaghetti gay if it's not? Because Claire was a lesbian, and she considers spaghetti gay. And I was like, because of the sucking or whatever, and Lady and the Tramp, the cats. But anyways, I was a soft boy.
There was 2 dogs, and they were, I think they were
straight.
They were straight. They were cis hetero canines.
Oh, they were.
I don't know how that works.
Heteronormative animated dogs,
yeah.
non-Disney dogs, or they were Disney.
No, it was Disney.
Oh,
Yeah.
Disney's weird. They're kind of racist, but
These were dogs. I mean, was one of them white? I don't remember.
Speaking of dogs, we both started comedy because our dogs died. You kind of started comedy when your dog died, right?
Yeah. Wow. I remember we had some conversations about my dog dying. Yeah, it was a factor. I was like, about what gets you into stand-up.
That's what got me.
And for me, it was like,
Was it breakup and dog dying? Mine was breakup and dog
yeah,
death.
it was a breakup and a
Same.
dog dying. Yeah, breakup. Yeah, it really, basically, yes, it was. It was like, and turning 40. For me, it was turning 40. So I was like, well, same as the vet said about my dog, I sort of said about doing stand-up, well, I'm not going backwards. Because that's what the vet said about my dog. I was like, is he going to die
tableside
soon?
manner?
And she said he's not going backwards. So I had to have him. He was 16 and he was incontinent.
In dog years is like 90.
Long, yeah, old. And he was, he couldn't see very well. He couldn't take the stairs.
He couldn't eat spaghetti.
He couldn't eat spaghetti. He didn't know what his sexuality was anymore.
What kind of dog was he?
This was before no one knew what their sexuality was. He was a mutt.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a mutt. So
Puerto Rican.
he was sweet. His name was Keeper, and then that time the person I was dating was supposed to go with me, and then he kind of
Go with you?
go with me to put the dog
Oh.
down, and then he had some trouble of his own, and that's kind of what ended the relationship. It didn't end right away, but it was definitely
Because you're already
decline.
sober at the time, right?
Yeah, and he was sober, and then he stopped being sober, and it was like not a pretty transition.
Booze and cocaine, or what was his weapon of choice?
Probably everything, but I think alcohol and heroin.
Oh, heroin.
Yeah.
Shooting?
So I would assume so.
Well-
I don't know. I didn't ask. It didn't matter at that point. Like it just was. He just was not functioning, and. So it was like I couldn't. I mean, So, but the not knowing if he was going to be alive and trying to move on. I was like, I might as well try stand up. I don't know why. I was like these. Yeah, So either that or writing country songs. So, which is really stand up set to a twangy tune.
Country's back. There's that one country singer. He looks like he's mixed. What is he? Or is he just a white dude with a tan skin? You know what I'm talking about?
Not
Put in popular country singer.
mixed.
I don't even.
The guy from Hootie and the Blowfish?
No.
Yeah, that's Darius Rucker.
I know Darius Rucker. I did a flag for him at my job, my
Did
day
you?
job. Yeah, I did.
He's like the modern Charlie Pride. Like
Who? Charlie Pride.
Charlie Pride was during the 60s and during the era of when Dolly Parton was coming up, he was a black country singer, and that's just rare, like sincere, like, Now we have two.
We have
Darius Rucker and Little Nas or Nas X. That's his name.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah,
but he only
Lil.
did one country song, and that was it.
Oh, he didn't.
He did Old
always
Town
do
Road.
them?
No, he
Oh.
did. He did one, and I think that was it.
Oh,
It
okay.
was one hit. So who the hell was I talking about?
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
black people. So there's
No, we were talking about my boyfriend and my boyfriend and my dog dying.
and then you're doing
and
stand
doing
up.
stand up. And then somehow we got on to black country singers.
Oh, black country singers because
'cause
it's either stand up or writing country
stand up.
songs.
Yeah, it's
for black
just
singers.
a mournful tune in a different medium. I didn't mean to bring it down. So.
No. Look, what I was gonna say about black people was there's less black professional golfers on tour than there were like in the 60s and 70s. As
Oh,
I was
really?
I'm in golf. I've been in golf for like.
Really?
I've been in my day job is in golf. I've been in the golf industry for 21 years.
Oh,
I just got back
wow.
from the golf show down in Orlando, so I was
Oh.
down there. So I've been in golf. So
Uh-huh.
I've been trying to get this one golfer on here, but like I was watching a documentary on golf, and it was black golfers. Oh shit, I just got a work thing. But that's why there's more country singers. Did we find what the fuck is his name? This is the podcast where we're just gonna think about people's names and try to figure out who they were. So where'd you start? What was your first? Did you start at a mic?
I mean, like this time ever, or I mean, when did I ever do it, or like this in this? So I've been doing it now consistently for 12 years. So where I started back doing it and kept doing it was at the Edge, which is where.
That's what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. And then, but I think the first open mic I ever went to do stand up, I took a class at Zanies.
Who was Adobe?
Yeah.
He's been on the podcast episode 100 something.
Yeah. You remember the number? Huh?
He's a lot. Now that he's like not doing stand up, he's nicer and not bitter and things like that. Now that he's chill.
He was not.
He got to a point a few years ago. He was talking about it. He was like bitter, whatever, like road, just stressed out by the road comic, whatever.
Yeah.
But now that he's like not, he's a lot more relaxed and chill.
I would say the class was I don't even know if I cannot know. I was at the Second City Conservatory, and some of the people I was in a show with started an open mic at the Tequila Roadhouse, which used to be a punk rock bar on Wells Street, right like across from. It's not there now, but it had changed, and they started an open mic in the back, and I went there. And I don't know if then I took the class because I thought I needed more help or whatever. And I took Zanies. I took Dobie. Dobie was the class. I took Zanies' class. I didn't think he was a good teacher.
No, why?
So because he talked too long, he didn't give us. We didn't have enough workshopping time. I just don't think it was his strong suit. Does that make sense? Some people are very natural teachers, and they're willing to listen to their students, and they can get in there more. He wanted to impart a lot of stuff, but it
he had a lot of knowledge, but he couldn't convey it properly, maybe because didn't the right method.
Yeah,
like I can't dance, right? And I had a friend who would try to teach me how to dance, and he was a great dancer, but he could never teach me properly and explain. I remember one time I was with somebody else, and they kind of gave me a few moves or something, and the way they explained it to me, or they thought it was drastically different, I started picking up on stuff, like, because I used to go to this dance, I used to take dance lessons, like Hispanic dance lessons. Are you a dancer?
Salsa?
We did a little salsa, but I started with bachata, right?
I don't know what bachata is.
Can we pull up Monchi Vuelo Vuelo?
Is it going to be on the TV?
On the YouTube. VUELA.
Okay.
Space VUELA, and I think you could put Monchi after that. MONCHY.
I'm a pretty good. I mean, I have rhythm, so I can dance, so I can pick stuff up. Until you make me follow those.
Go to that one.
And then...
This is bachata.
Is it a couples dance?
Yeah. It's 2 steps. Let me try to see if I can do it real quick.
Okay.
I'm not very good.
Are we filming like a camera? Is there a camera?
I'm not good at
shoot,
that.
I didn't know that. Okay. Nice. You did a good job. I mean, you're doing a good job.
I'm not even doing this step. All right. And
Okay.
do a little kick. But so to me, this was that was the easiest of the dances, because it's like 1 2 1 2. You can do like it'll kick 1 2 1 2. Go to crazy bachata. But some of these people, okay, that's what you saw, and then maybe type in crazy bachata dancers or dances, and this I can't all do. So yeah, go to that first one, Kiko and Christina. Like this, I can't do.
I remember when I lost my mind.
Hey, this is a cover. What?
There was something so present about that place.
This is the whitest fucking bachata I've ever seen.
What is this? Who are these white people? What song is this? Let's go to some Hispanic people.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah, okay, she's
Her
wearing pants that say wiggle.
She's doing a good job.
No, I want some
good.
There's not an ethnic person in that room.
wiggle, dude. Yeah,
Find something.
let's go. I'll go to the.
You know what that makes me think of? You know that.
Yeah, just fast forward a little to see if somebody dance. All right. Okay. Okay, see, I can't do all this. Man, see, this is a trigger for me.
What?
Like, I want to, hearing this and seeing this, I want to, like, start drinking.
Oh,
I don't know.
all right.
Oh, and this, I love this song. Oh, this is bringing me back to the day. We used to go to V-Live every Friday on California. Me and my friends, we would show up. We'd have a bottle of Zombie. It was that mix.
So it's, I mean, so no, I don't.
That's extreme.
Do I do this dance? That no. Can I mean, would I? Yeah, sure. I mean, I like Latin. I mean, I guess, you know, I've been in some Latin dancing rooms
Yeah.
or whatever. That's what they would call it, Latin dancing night or whatever. But so somebody taught you how to do at least half of that, like without,
not all the crazy. Like, he was really
like
good.
a slow, like steps.
And then he
stepping
taught
to
me the turns, and I would go like once a
Okay.
week here on the north side. I think he just moved to like Miami or something like that.
Okay.
I forgot. But he would, I would go and because I was trying to get, because this is the thing. I was like, all right. I was
Trying to
chubby
get-
in high school, trying to get laid. You know what I mean? I was like chubby in high school. So it's like, all right, women love dancing. And if I don't have these other, I might, let's say I'm not taller than this guy, or this is as good a shape I'm going to get. I don't feel like getting any better. Like, I need something else. So the dancing, but I never really picked up on it. So I had to develop some type of repertoire, or I don't know, game, I don't know, whatever it is, just
Yeah.
like personality to talk to, because I tried it. It was like, nah. I was actually, if I would go to a place and I talked to a girl, I'd be up here, and then she went out to dance with me. If she was anything decent, it kind of dropped me down over here. So I'd get away with it, maybe dancing with a white lady or something like that,
Yeah.
right? But Hispanic chicks are like, I've been out there with a girl and she was like, no.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, like I'm not doing this with you. So that I was trying to learn, I was trying to build my repertoire
Yeah.
To get laid.
Yeah. Did it get you at least
No.
white women?
No.
Really?
I never got, oh man, I don't know. I always had trouble with dancing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you did screw that heckler in South
think her name was-
Beloit.
I think her name was either Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer.
say the last name.
I don't even know her last name. I
Oh,
deleted
well,
her.
that's good.
I don't
My
think I had
middle
her
name is Jennifer, but I don't think it was me.
really, like, I don't know. Did you have any groupie stories
No,
with-
and I don't have any.
at a Crane's Butter show? Or
No, I don't have a lot. I mean, it's harder when you're sober, I mean, I do. Have I picked someone up? Yeah, at a comedy show. Yes. Did we go home that night? No.
Oh.
But I was like, well, let's schedule something, So I'm also older. I need time. I have a joke about it, like about scheduling sex.
I don't like to schedule sex.
Well, it's more. I mean,
It's a turnoff for me.
It's different. I mean, it for me. It does. Yeah,
I
don't
get
know.
it. Like, my girlfriend would schedule sex with people, not when you were single.
When
like,
you're not home, or but she lets you know. Look, I put it on the fridge. It's on the fridge. The schedule.
and then I would be like, it would just be, it'd be
You mean?
weird.
Does she schedule it with you now?
No. So like, we were both single. Like, she had her people she would hook up with, like a rotation or whatever. So it would kind of be scheduled. They'd meet up for sex. Like, for me, it's like, I know we're meeting up for sex, but I want to make it seem like we're not meeting up for sex.
Oh.
Like, we're getting drinks, or come over, we're gonna drink. But we both know we're gonna do it. But I don't like something about saying it explicitly, or it just, I don't know. It's a turn off for me. It becomes kind of gross. Like, it almost becomes like,
You
I don't
mean
like business.
Yeah, you're
like,
aware of how gross it is.
There's-
What that is.
I
It
was-
brings the grossness to the forefront.
Yeah,
Is
like,
that-
I would like to schedule you in for sex. It's like, no, we're gonna have drinks. I still want to see
Well,
like it almost
yeah.
kind of natural. Like, I know what we're doing, but I wanted
Yeah.
to make it seem like, oh, one thing
Like
leads
you
to
don't.
another. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can never be like,
Uh-huh.
let's.
Well, it just.
That's
I'm-
me.
Well, I mean, I was different. I've been different about sex, about, like, I've been, my whole life. It's changed. It's changed from over time. My
What does it
attitude,
change?
my-
What was that old attitude?
Well, I mean, when it was fueled by liquor, it was like, hey, like, yeah, it was more like in the car in front of the Denny, and then now, now it's like, I'm not inclined to probably have a lot of casual sex. Like, I've had it, so a lot of it, and I'm probably more inclined to want to have it with somebody that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Also because it's, I can still get feelings of attachment. And I didn't maybe know at the time they weren't maybe grounded in a reality of like the possibility of me and this person, but I still get it. I'd still have to wrestle with it. So I'd have to decide if that happens, do I feel like it's worth it to be able to have sex with this person?
I do have some rules. So like
Okay,
I had a rule. I had a rule where it's like if I'd slept with somebody, I could sleep with them again maybe within a week or two, but then I couldn't sleep with them for like 3 months to try to avoid that attachment thing. That's when I was single and I wanted. So it was like I could sleep with somebody and there's like a little window. I could sleep with them again, but after that, it's like 3 months. I can't because I didn't want like any attachments or things like that. So
right.
That's
that's the thing is like you don't know what you're going to get. If you sleep with someone you don't know what you're going to get. You can only hope that they're honest about it if they have anything. So, but
STDs, yeah.
But it's also like I think I didn't really know what I was going to get from myself. That's happened later. And yeah, it's just different when you're sober.
When'd you get sober? What was the rock? You got sober a few times. What was the rock bottom? Like how? Where was old Laura at?
I got sober when I was 19 for like a year and a half, and then I was sober.
Booze and drugs.
Yeah.
Booze and which drugs?
When I was 19, probably the drug I did the most was LSD.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's probably the one that I miss, like LSD and mushrooms and crystal meth. Like I go down the list, but those were the drugs I didn't do a lot of.
Wait, crystal? Oh,
yeah.
But crystal's not really that. Oh, it's in Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, because I feel crystal's not as popular over here, unless I'm wrong. In this Illinois area,
it is in the gay community, which
really?
I wasn't I'm not an official member of, but I've been to their
partying with them.
I mean, yeah, I actually know a lot of gay men that are in recovery from crystal meth addiction, and it's pretty devastating. It seems to be somewhat integral to the sexual experience, like, or I don't want to get in any trouble, but whatever. So like I'm not saying anything judgmental. There's something about the effect of it and the, I don't know, sex and connecting in that way that's linked, but it is a really addictive and devastating drug, and if you have that particular chemical makeup, then it's can be really addictive.
When's the first time you did crystal? How'd you get into it? Wow.
How did I even try it? I feel like I tried it. Oh my God, I don't know. I know who I tried it with, which was a woman I worked with. I got it actually from a woman who was a lesbian, and
lesbian crystal.
Yeah. So, and then I got really into it for a while. I just liked it.
Snorting,
better.
smoking.
Snorting.
Okay.
Mostly. Never smoked it. I don't think I ever smoked it.
I always feel like I would like it. I've never tried it, right? So allegedly I used to do the drug. That's
do you
pottery.
like cocaine?
That drug allegedly I used to do. I say allegedly on this
That's
podcast.
Fine, sure.
That's
you have a job and you're going to have a child soon. Maybe it's not what you're going to bring up at the Wiggle Worms class. You'd be like, oh, so you meth still or no? It's just like.
But like, okay, so I would booze. Booze was my issue. Like Coke, I never had an issue with Coke.
Okay.
Like I would do it and whatever, and then sometimes I would do it to work, almost like as a replacement for Adderall, because I hated Adderall and I was never prescribed, but I've been told I have ADHD, whatever that means.
So self-prescribed?
Huh?
You're like purely for medicinal purposes. That's what I used to say about weed, because I don't like weed. It doesn't I get paranoid. I laugh and then I get paranoid, and but I would use it when I took opiates because I would get sick. I would get nauseous, and I didn't do them long enough to get rid of the nausea. That's when I think you really have a habit, and weed helps that. But weed also helps people with chemotherapy too. I mean, it does have medicinal
Look,
property.
I was in Honduras. I was on a boat and I got a little bit nauseous. I smoked a little bit of weed. It went away. Whenever I would hit weed a little bit to get a little bit. I did like having. So cocaine allegedly was part of this package of I would drink, do some coke, have a girl over, we'd drink, we'd have sex. So it was part of like maybe like the
Standard
crystal. Yeah.
Chicago package.
Yeah. Like what is it? PBR. What's the thing in Chicago? What you get a PBR and like a.
I never had it.
Chicago
I make
handshake.
a face and I never drank it.
Oh,
I
'cause you're
never
already
had
sober,
it.
right?
I was sober. Yeah, I never had Malort.
They have
I'm not willing to go. I don't feel like I'm missing out based on the reviews of everyone who's ever had it.
It was like, have you had non-alcoholic? Do they have non-alcoholic Malort?
Folort?
Folort?
No,
Yeah, no.
I don't think so. Nobody's ever offered it.
I had Malort. I think I had it at my Three Dead Moose, the first mic, because they would have shots there. Like after performance, it would be whatever the cheapest. They'd give them a free bottle.
Yeah, I
for the
remember
mic.
that. Yeah, they give you a shot of Malort. Yeah,
And I didn't know what it was, and it was like
gross.
I didn't. Well,
You
to
just
me,
shivered right when you were talking
I
about it.
burped, but
Oh, okay.
I would sleep like at 5 in the morning. But all alcohol was disgusting to me. I've never liked alcohol. Like now I can enjoy it. But I never like growing like I would drink to get drunk and I hated the taste of beer. I hated booze. Like I remember I would drink beers and I'd be like at a dance, Mexican dance, not like this, a different type of dancing, and I would sit there and I would chug it. I would just tell myself, I was like, all right, just keep drinking and you'll be drunk soon. And then I got a little bit drunk and then the taste went away and I was like, all right, cool. Now it was like, oh, I want to relax so I could talk to girls. It was all trying to get laid.
You just made me think of an idea of like, you know how they have sports movies and they have a montage, you know, of somebody keep trying the practicing and rehearsing and fumbling and missing the ball
Those, like,
and all
Nike
this
commercials.
stuff. Well, it's like that, but with alcoholism. Like, you know, just keep drinking. Just you're gonna be all right. I'm not saying you're an alcoholic, but just that would be a funny like a montage of somebody really trying to learn how to be a better drinker.
But drinking, like, okay, I told me and my friend, I was under. How do you feel about Dr. Drew? Do you like him? Not like him? He's a recovery guy.
I don't know
As far as
now what
recovery.
he's like. I used to listen to the show that he did with Adam Carolla.
Loveline. I grew up on Loveline.
Yeah, Loveline. I never heard.
Did you listen to
anything.
Loveline?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I grew up. I
liked
learned
it.
about sex
I
and
feel
drugs
like
and everything.
They both kind of went off. They went a little off on. I don't know. They got a little crazy.
But what's his name? Okay, so Drew had a definite, not Drew. Yeah, Drew had a definition of alcoholism, which was family history and consequences. So I don't know what the actual definition of alcoholism is, but that was his. And by that one, I would tell me and my friend, like, dude, we're alcoholics. Like, I only drank on weekends. I didn't really drink during the week. Somewhat looking back, I started realizing maybe I did drink a little bit more during the week, but it was basically kind of binge drinking on weekends and partying. It's like, look, like I'm getting fucked up, and then I'm waking up and kind of like waking up places like this is not like there's kind of he was in denial forever. Like now he I feel we kind of accepted it. Like I'd stopped drinking July. I still drink. But I stopped drinking to July 15th, 2019, and I didn't drink that whole year. And then, like, now I still drink. Like, I was at the point, I almost went to AA. And I don't know, I think maybe I talked to you because you always have the pamphlets at the mics, right?
That was my joke. Yeah, I don't actually carry any pamphlets.
I thought you
But
did. Did
now
you get
the
it?
joke is ruined. Everybody, I know where to get some. Do I really have pamphlets?
I thought you gave
on
me
anything?
one.
Now, also, I won't reveal my membership in any particular 12-step group. But I am familiar with them, and I have a lot of experience. So I am a pamphlet in a way, but I don't really carry them in my purse.
Can you pull up the 12 steps? I don't know which one. They're all the same, right? In all of them?
No, I mean in the program or
Yeah, they're all. I mean,
all
the
the
actual
program?
steps are the same. I know the steps because of Seinfeld
okay.
with the
With the
with the
amend.
sweater. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the 12 steps. I just want to know what the 12 steps. This site cannot be reached. All right, time to get drunk. No, but
What do you want to know about the
I just know
12
which ones they
steps?
are. Well, like what the first, what the third. I don't know what the steps are. Great.
Oh, the first one is, I believe, if memory serves me, which, since I'm not drunk, probably ish. Of course, if you ask me a last name. So the first step is in AA, I believe, is one we admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable. Did I get it right?
Oh
That's it.
yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Here, I'll zoom in so you can see it. On yours.
Did you want to work them with me? Is that why you're asking?
Let's see.
Me? Did you want to?
No, because there's a point where I realized
You
like,
go to the God word. Is that the
which
point?
one's the God one?
Well, there's one. They say higher power. Then number 3, they hit you with the God word. Right there, and then understood him. You know, it was a little Judeo-Christian back in the 30s when the program, the 1930s. Well, we haven't hit the 2030s, so it couldn't be then. But
made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. What does that mean?
If my research, it means to. There's a structure of where you write down things that you resent, people, places, and things you resent. Then you write down what they give you, some aspects of your life, like areas of your life that these resentments affect you. These anger, these hatreds towards people, these people, institutions, and often ideas or attitudes in the society, right? Like, let's say you were raised in the church and you were like, all you heard was like, thou shalt obey thy parents or whatever that commandment is. And you're like, you know, you're out getting drunk on corn mash in the barn, and then you end up in an AA meeting or something, and you, all right, yeah, I have a problem with alcohol. And so they're like, all right, we want you to give yourself over to a different set of ideas, which is basically this, like a 12-step program. They have a suggested set of ideas that you should try to fit your life to, right? So, but then the first thing they're going to say is, usually when people have a problem and it's gotten bad, before they, if any part of that problem, if I am the sufferer of the problem and any part of the problem is my responsibility, sometimes people don't want to look at their part. Like if you're overweight and you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, you're like, God, my heart's racing, I'm out of breath, my cholesterol's high, and I'm in a lot of pain. So the doctor might give you some pain medicine and says, I'll give you this pain medicine, but you have to take off some weight. And then you're like, you know, you don't take off weight, your knees get worse. So you go back, you want more pain medicine, and the doctor says no, and you're like, fuck that doctor, you know, like.
That happened at open mic. I forgot it was a comedian who was complaining about his doctor telling him he went in. That's the exact thing happened at open mic, and he had a joke about the doctor telling him to lose weight. He was like, that's not what I came here for.
Yeah, so that's the thing is like, then you're mad. If you're mad at the doctor or you're mad at the medicine because it's not taking your pain away, the one thing you're not looking at is like, I won't stop eating anything that I want. That's the hard part. So you have to, you would put down in an inventory, I resent Dr. Smith, the cause. He told me I had to lose weight or he couldn't help me get out of pain. What does this affect? It affects then they give you areas of your life it would affect. And then what is my part? And they give you 4 areas to sort of say, have I been any of these things in this? Where on my side of this, here's my side of the street. Here's what I am. Well, I'm selfish because I don't want to make any changes. I just want to feel better. I'm dishonest because, well, how? I lied and said I went to the gym and I don't know. Or I lied to my, what is it? Oh, I'm not in reality. That's a form of dishonesty. Like the reality is that the human body has a limited amount of things it can do and you have to work with it. There's laws of science and laws of, you know, biology or whatever the body thing is. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what the inventory is. It's like, you look at who you're pissed at and then do you have any part? Sometimes you don't have a part. Like, if you got molested by your parents, that's not your fault. Like, there's stuff that's like, you know, and everybody comes with a different thing. And in these programs, they usually have other members that have been farther along, and they kind of tell you how they did it, and they show you. So there's a lot of variation. You know,
how'd you get into the program? Like, what was you have your rock bottom, or
the first time how I got introduced to it was
like when did you like I want to be sober? When did that happen?
Well, I was 27. I was a student at Columbia. I was living here in Chicago. I was I started college late, and I didn't go right after high school or whatever because I was like not into it. And so I went to Columbia and I was doing pretty well in my classes. Maybe not in my like elective or whatever, which was think theater. I was having a lot of trouble there, but I was doing well. I was on the dean's list. I felt good about it, but like I was also really lonely, and like on the weekends I was going out. I was drinking with my friends, and like I was using a lot of drugs and stuff like that.
Crystal?
I think by that time more
LSD?
just cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine and alcohol and weed, and occasionally mushrooms, and once in a while something else. So usually what happens, right? But the mainstays were alcohol and cocaine, and smoking cigarettes.
Lines, right? Lines.
Yeah, I wasn't doing any needles or anything.
Oh, no, because I always say I feel Mexicans do bumps and white people do lines. Because I learned about lines from white people, allegedly. White people is like, oh, because I never, or movies.
Bump is a gay word, too. Like, I learned it from gay people, like the homosexual community. I don't know what I'm allowed
I
to
thought
say.
they were Mexicans.
They were like, do you want a bump? But I always think a bump of crystal. So, but lines,
Because
yeah.
you can do bumps of coke, too.
Yeah, I don't know if is that a shape oriented, like it's a
So,
long
a
thing. I don't
bump-
sticks. I did sticks of cocaine.
That's
or
crazy.
like-
I was about...
I did a grid of cocaine.
No, I was about to reach into my pocket because I had allegedly... I used to have... Always had $1 in here.
Okay.
A
That
Coke
was
dollar.
rolled up, yeah.
No, folded. The folded dollar.
folded.
Yeah. So have you seen that?
No.
Pull maybe Mexican, folded Mexican, not Mexican, folded Coke dollar.
I
So
love
you fold it.
So far we've looked up dancing, the 12 steps of AA, and folded Coke dollars in Mexico.
Let's see if they have it. So basically, you sons of expression stock footage. Fuck you.
Oh.
So go to
So
images.
you can just tell. Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
alright.
Right there. So you open the $1. So
And you have the Coke in it?
yeah,
Oh, I think I've
Mexican
probably.
style. So you put it in there and you either put an ID.
There's a lot of generally unhealthy practices that many ethnicities will claim, but are shared by many.
Yeah, Coke brings
Oh.
brings us all together.
I have heard that thing about the drug traces along with feces on dollar bills and things like that. You don't want to think about it.
No, I don't. It doesn't even bother me.
Okay.
Like I had a water and my girlfriend didn't want to drink it, but because it was kind of maybe open, and I was like, look, if you don't think about it, it's not there. But that's how I go. Why? Because right? If you never saw it,
Don't think about it.
it's not there.
What water?
Like she saw some bubbles in it. It's like, oh, maybe did you open this or something in here? I was
What
like,
kind of water?
just Ice Mountain, but I think it was
Oh.
already open, and she saw something in it. She wasn't sure what
She
it was.
saw like objects in the water, or
Maybe
she
bubbles,
saw air bubbles.
air bubbles, and wasn't sure if there were bubbles or not, and asked me if I opened it. It was already open, and to me, I was like,
Well,
so what if it
I
was?
don't know about bubbles in water. That wouldn't bother me unless it was soap. But if it was like a bug, or I don't want to drink it, or if somebody. Haven't you ever been on the train and somebody's like, "Can I have a sip of your water?" And you're like, "You can have it here," like.
I don't do the public
Never s-
transportation here, so I don't.
I
deal
had
with
it
I used to
happened
do the
me.
Metro.
I think I was on the Green Line. Go figure. I was going out. To Forest Park on the Green Line,
fancy.
and it got a little rough. Like it got a little through certain neighborhoods, like drug neighborhoods more. And this person was on there, and she wasn't doing that. She wasn't in great shape, and she asked his kid, "Can I have some of your water?" And I was just like, "That's such a weird request."
That's aggressive.
He gave it to her. He didn't say anything. He's like, "Here you go."
You can have
He
it.
didn't ask for it back. He
No.
didn't. There was no.
He didn't want the
Yeah.
meth water back.
Yeah. No. I don't know what it was, but so.
We were doing it
anyway.
on Forest Park. Did you ever do cigars?
Yeah.
Cigars and stripes?
Yeah.
Did you have a show there or no?
No.
No. Oh.
I did hoo-ha comedy there. I did. It was like one of my early showcase places.
Hoo-ha was one of the first ones, right?
Yeah.
Then they went over here to Chicago.
Yeah.
But no, so that show in Beloit that we did for Cranes, because Cranes, he reached out to me. He was like, hey, I want to see some people.
Yeah.
And then I remember that was the moment we all kind of performed, but I didn't get booked after that. But you did, because then I saw you on flyers, and I was like, well, you did very well.
Couple.
Yeah, and I was.
I mean, it would have been
it
easier
motivated
if I'd
me.
had a car. Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was like, fuck, I didn't like. I thought I did. I was still young. It was like my first year, and I thought I did well, but I thought I did better than I actually did.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's usually what. I remember Clark Jones has come up a lot. Clark Jones put a post on Facebook about how you have certain years in your thing where you are and where you think you are.
Yeah.
You know, because I've had comics, and I probably did the same thing, where they're like 6 days in and they go to a show and they're like, how do I get on this? I don't know. How do you get on Zanies? Hold on, you know, it's like, well, I'm standing here at an open mic with you. So, but you know, there's like, you can tell, like, man, I can't even have that conversation with you.
I had some dude DM me. He was like, what did he say? When I was hosting at Zanies, the Mexican show, or whatever, the Mexican Monday one, some DM me. He's like, man, I'm trying to get on that Zany stage. What's up? Or that Zany stage. What's like that? Just DM me like, yeah, how do I get on that stage? And I was like, I don't think I even responded. Or I might have, but it's like, no, you know, it takes years to get known. People see you, and you're gonna get booked for it. If you're good, like any of that material I did that I was maybe upset in my head that I didn't get booked. I don't do nobody. You don't do any of that material. Like I don't do any of it. Not a single joke that I probably did on that set. I do like that. My first fucking year, and I defended this stuff like it was holy. Like,
well, I think that's part of I think that every comic does that. They're trying to find their voice. And
telling people I'm gay, possibly for a year.
I
on
mean,
stage.
To me, you were a groundbreaker. Now you're just like everyone else. No, but I mean, I think I wonder about that. Sometimes I'm like, you might want to be a little more professional when you approach people. Like, I know that we get on stage. That's a problem. You get on stage, you're like, that's not professional. You know, you should conduct yourself. And then you get on stage and you're like, I fucked a dog once, you know, or I always wanted to fuck that dog. You make some absurd joke. I make an absurd joke. Let me just speak. But no, comics, we do this material on stage. And then we're shocked when maybe people don't show up with a briefcase asking us our process. It's like, but also I think sometimes in that moment, people are like, I feel comfortable enough to ask, and I'm going to ask in the style I would ask for a sip of water on the train, you know, like, but then you learn like, oh yeah, you should approach with some, I don't know, what is the word? I don't want to sound tact. That's a great word.
Yeah.
Yes. But that person, if they're young, that probably was as tactful as at least they didn't go, how do I get on that zany stage, motherfucker? You know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I remember when I started, man, like the people that were, I don't know if they're still around, very overconfident. Like, I don't know. I feel like you need to be self-aware and see like kind of where you're at. And if you're too overconfident, it's like you're not.
But then again, there are some people that are like, there are some people that have a networking recipe, and their path from where they want to go is not it's not blocked with a lot of stuff. I've seen that too. Just like that's not where they're in. They don't have any insecurity about it or whatever. Does that make sense? Like, there's just some people who see the path they want to take and they go for it, and the next thing you know, you're messaging them like, you know that show you run? How do I get on that? You know, and you're like, that's been my experience.
Why'd you come to Chicago? You left Cincinnati. Cincinnati, a good city. Have you seen the movie Airborne?
No.
It's about Cincinnati.
Really?
Can you pull up Airborne trailer?
Oh my God, do it. I love that you're like, is this what James does? He's your YouTube.
There it is. Can we watch the trailer real quick? Never seen this?
I
You've seen
need
this?
somebody to
James?
pull this up.
It's about skateboarding. No, it's about
Oh.
rollerblading and ice hockey. And they do a giant race.
In
Let me tell
Cincinnati?
you what styling is.
He was a
The
surfer.
perfect session.
He was a surfer.
A-frame wave, ground
His
swell.
parents went to Australia
Spitting out salt water in your
because they were
face, doing a
professors.
360 without a bounce. I
Who
call
is this
it the
actor?
consciousness razor.
Mitchell's life was a California dream
He's a surfer, bro.
until he woke up in Cincinnati.
That's where you're from. Oh, look, he has a surfboard.
He said it like his parents were dead.
Oh, it's got Seth Green
Oh,
in
Seth
it.
Green's in it, yeah.
His cousin wants him to meet his friends.
Jack Black?
You used to
That Mexican dude?
in the urinals.
They're an interesting bunch.
That's the Jack.
Be Elvis. It's possible.
I really like to sleep, and I like Nintendo.
They
Wow.
always
Yeah,
mention
Baby
the
Black.
Baby.
Oh, I remember this move.
If it
Oh my
wasn't for
God,
Mickey,
I know that. That's
I
the.
remember this girl.
Getting pretty homesick, huh?
Who's that girl? I don't know.
Right now.
he'd have no
Look at his hair.
reason
I always
to
wanted
stay.
hair like this
I'm
as a
gonna
kid.
throw up.
For the next 6 months,
Yeah,
his days of sun
That's the School for Creative and Performing Arts, I think.
and surf
I bet. I'm not sure. I think so.
have been put on ice.
Or Hugh.
Boom!
Yeah.
Oh, those are twins. Those are the ice hockey twins.
In a city where no one understands him,
I need traffic.
So you guys didn't understand
smog,
him.
Heat waves.
who would have thought he'd become a hero by doing what he does
No, I
best?
never saw this movie. But
There's
are
a
we
giant-
watching the whole thing? Or
Yeah, yeah. There's a giant race at the end. We're gonna get
Oh,
to.
all right.
Now,
I didn't know rollerblading
He
was.
has one
That
chance
was
to
a thing in
prove
the
himself.
90s.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, look, a
you're right.
Beretta, that piece of fucking shit car.
One
Fucking hate
final
Beretta.
race to
Rollerblading
win.
every day. Roller hockey.
I would.
And he's
I've
the
been thinking
one.
about roller.
Oh, that's
nice.
a
Fast and the
decent stunt, dude.
Now we know where they got that. What movie is that where he does the motorcycle under the truck?
Is that Bad Boys?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And they stole it from the movie
4
Airborne.
days before 9/11.
So much source material.
Is that
right?
Cincinnati? That's what Cincinnati looks like.
Yeah. Well, I mean that is literally Cincinnati. So yes, the answer is yes. I don't know how to go any deeper.
That was
on
my
that
only reference to
question.
Cincinnati. Was
But-
that movie? growing
Oh,
up.
probably those weren't. I mean, that was the 90s. Yeah, I wasn't there. It would be weird if I hung out with high school kids. And I'm not saying it was impossible, but yeah.
So they had a giant race at the end, a giant skateboard. No,
my friends were
rollerblading race.
skateboarders, but that was the 80s.
Oh.
So I'm an 80s.
When'd you
kid.
come from Cincinnati? Why'd you leave
I ca-
Cincinnati?
I don't know. I wasn't in very good shape, and I was like, I had a friend that was moving here, and was like, I'm moving to Chicago. Do you want to come with me? And I'm like, okay. And I was in a bad. My life was just bad all the way around. Bad relationship, bad shape. My jobs, I had 2 restaurant jobs, and they were pretty good. I wasn't doing much. I was doing a little like prose poetry stuff. I wasn't doing any comedy or anything.
What's a spoken word scene like? Is that that does it rhyme? Is that poetry? What is spoken word? Are you just talking or
Yeah.
about
I mean,
what?
in a rhythm about whatever the subject of your poem is about.
Do you? Is it? I saw it once, but then
It's like
well, sort of. She was at open mic, did open work, but I kind of was attracted to her. So I don't know if I liked it or the part of me was like, I want to sleep with her. So I think I like this.
it
but
tends to be more
biased.
Did you see the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris? No. Is that weird? I feel like I want to.
What happened? Was it good?
Well, they had a
Can I see it?
What happened? Well, it's worked out for him so far. No, we can't see the poet. So at the inauguration, they had a poet, and I feel like she does spoken word, and it was really good.
Oh, it was good. Oh no, I thought it was.
Did you
cringy.
see
Oh,
her?
yeah. This was great.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Madam
Dr.
Vice
Biden.
President,
Yeah, his
Mr.
wife, Joe
Emhoff,
Biden's a doctor.
Americans, and the world.
She didn't
One day
mention
comes,
Harry.
we
Cry when I
ask
watch this.
ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must
What's the
wade.
son
We've
of Joe Biden?
braved the belly of the beast.
Hunter, where's Hunter
We've
at? How come she didn't
learned
mention
that
Hunter?
quiet Isn't always
Well,
peace.
it's not.
In the
It's
norm-
not a roast of the Bidens. She's not gonna bust out in a minute and be like, "But let's talk about the
That's a
president."
good idea. For the inauguration, have a
So,
pull up Hunter Biden. I just want to see some
She had
pictures
a-
of him.
In her poem, she said some really deep stuff.
I
So
want to see images.
okay,
Oh, come on. Where are the good ones? All right, let's go to that one. Let's look at that one. Is he in recovery yet or no? Is he still alive?
I don't know. I'm not in.
Let's go down a little bit. I like the one to the right. Let's go to the right. There's.
Oh,
what's he
is
doing
that
there?
him?
It's like
Yeah.
Bobby Budd's profile picture.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It was for a minute.
He fucked his brother's brother's wife, right?
Yes.
Jewish. What is he? Her on his crack bike.
I thought you were gonna say his brother's dead wife.
Oh, where are the good ones? There was one where he's like, there's two chicks, and is he naked? He's doing a selfie. I don't know what to search for. Hunter Biden, crack. I don't want to see any of these good ones.
I mean, if we keep scrolling, you'll see it. I don't know. Maybe not.
Hunter Biden, crack. Or leaked pictures, maybe leaked. Oh wait, why is he? Look, he's asleep. Is that a pipe? What? There's a pipe in it. Go to the one where he's asleep.
Yep, stuff happens, you know.
What is he? What is he? Oh,
Ooh, wow.
but like, but now he's shocking
Better?
photos. You know who's better? Who's that? He was the goalie in the movie.
Oh
with
yeah,
hockey.
Goldberg.
Pull up Goldberg. He's a good
is
recovery.
like 2 years sober, I think.
Do you remember Heavyweights?
Mighty
the movie?
Ducks.
Oh, yeah, Mighty Ducks too.
You know, this was a little after my time, and also sports-themed movies were not my jam.
Heavyweights was about a fat camp. With
Okay, I would have liked that. Now we're talking.
There we go.
Oh, he's cute.
Yeah, he's at a.
Oh,
he did it.
Not right there.
Yeah,
But,
he made it though. He's back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's back.
He looks old. Then
Pull
that
up
one picture.
Heavyweights trailer. Finish with Heavyweights trailer. You've seen Heavyweights.
So
right?
he was young. He was a kid.
He was a child
in
actor
Mighty Ducks.
and started hitting that pipe.
Well, a lot of child actors don't. It doesn't turn out.
Because
well.
like your parents kind of push you, right? And then there we go, classic trailer.
I don't know. Also, yeah,
This
you
was in
get
Cincinnati,
introduced to stuff
probably.
you're not ready for.
Walt Disney.
Oh nope, we're gonna
mean,
get taken
not
down
every-
for that.
Huh?
We can't do that.
Oh, was it Disney
Yeah, it's
one? You
Disney.
sons of fucking.
Yeah, they'll come to your house.
Sons of, yeah.
You fucking sons of bitches here. Well, the movie was they were at a fat camp.
Okay.
And the parents pushed him into going to a fat camp because,
Uh-huh.
like, I was fat. I don't know. You were always slender.
No.
Really?
Am I slender now?
I consider you slender.
Thanks. But did you see that picture of us?
You
from
never showed me your
Pressure?
picture.
I was like, ugh. I don't want.
You had to show me, but
I mean, I know I've been heavy I've been heavy on and off. So I
I never seen you heavy.
Are you kidding me? What's wrong with you? Why am
When
I
were you
attacking?
heavy?
I don't know. 2 weeks ago. I don't know what I don't know. I mean, I have been heavier. I've been fat? I haven't been so heavy that I had to be like airlifted. That the Hollywood came calling for my. No, I haven't been 600 pounds, but I've been over 200 pounds.
Oh,
And
really?
I mean, I'm 5'10", but like, yeah.
Oh, you're tall.
I put on weight. Yeah. So no, I don't know how long. I don't know how to answer that. Can you tell? Pictures of me fat. Well, let's see.
Google fat Laura Hugg.
Later on, I'll be like, "Why did you talk about this?" I'm like, "Give me that bitchin' sauce."
I'm
Do you
gonna
guys like that dip? I could.
You don't
talk
eat meat,
about
right?
dip.
Are you vegan?
I'm vegan too.
You're still vegan,
Yeah,
right?
I
Oh.
quit everything that's fun. I'm allergic to fun. That's my. Oh, is that a good time? Forget it. I'm allergic to it. I'm off it.
What's what's partying for you? If you want to, do you have a wilding out type of thing you do now?
And
Is sober?
Like, well,
golf.
No.
Batting
no,
cages?
no matter how sober or drunk I've gotten, I've never gone.
Did you ever go shooting? Have you ever gone shooting? A shooting
No, but I
range?
thought about it.
That's fine.
Especially after during the 2016 during Trump's term, I'm like, liberals need to know how to shoot.
Get some
you know,
blood, it's
we're
fun.
gonna, yeah, I could see
love
where it
shooting.
would be appealing. You know, yeah.
I live in Kenosha with Cal Rittenhouse, so
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
especially because
I got an AR-15.
so he could shoot you. What's wilding out? Staying up late and then being the next day like, why did I eat all those chips? Like, I ate too much salt, you know.
So I used to
Do I wild out? Like, okay, so let me ask you, when you asked me that question, what's the goal of wilding out? And I'll tell you how do I achieve, if there's some effect like that I achieve, or what are you looking for? And I'll tell you, does that make sense? Like, when you are wilding out, are you just want to have a great time and relax and forget about things? Or are you looking for like transported, euphoric, orgasmic, or are you looking for like hedonistic, like release? Like, what do you? I feel like I
have an itch,
and then we'll send a person to your house with a just give me your credit card.
No, I haven't. I would have an itch. I used to say it was like a viceaholic. I have an itch where there was a hole and I had to fill it with some type of vices. So if I wouldn't go out and drink with girls, I'd go to Jewel. I love Jewel. I live in Wisconsin now. There's no Jewel. It's disgusting. But I would go and get a bunch of chips and chip out. So there was like a thing where I had to fill some type of weird vice void.
So binging on something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably, food would be something I would struggle with. Or shopping, like gives me a little,
It's on your phone, so it's kind of dangerous.
I'm not an Amazon Prime member, so I have to work for it a little bit, but it's not hard. But yeah, like the other day, I don't know what was going on. I was like, I'm getting those 3 pairs of shoes, like 3 pairs. But I, ultimately I'm also there for, if it's something that has consequences. Usually when they say consequences, they're not positive, but there are positive consequences, right? Like we were talking about exercising or losing weight. You look better or you feel better. You're more healthy, whatever you want, but negative consequences, I'm there and present and awake for the negative consequences. And so now,
like $4,000 in Miami on July 15th with strippers that I blew that night.
Yeah,
that was my rock bottom, and I kind of got it together after that. Ah, crap.
Okay, I could see that. If you had more money than that, then that might not be enough to deter you.
Yeah.
Until your dad was like, no more, or whoever.
That fucking deterred me real quick. When all my bank accounts were negative, and they were negative for like 2 weeks.
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. If I get it was 2 weeks.
So there's not like wilding out in that way.
No.
Do
you have any plugs? Do you have any plugs? Any shows or social media? That's our time.
After all this, I didn't even get through all the 12 steps. Or I didn't even also get to give you the history of spoken word poetry. We didn't last. The next thing you know, you're like, look at Hunter Biden on crack. So it's like anything. I have a show, a monthly show at the Lincoln Lodge called, am I allowed to plug the Lincoln Lodge?
Yeah, you can plug whatever you want. That's what she said.
It's and next weekend, it's called Keep Coming Back. It's a monthly show. It's at 5 p.m. Wild. Huh? Well, actually, I've gotten my friends out there like, that's a great time. I'm like, I know my audience, Well, my friends. I mean, there have been younger people there too, but, a lot of my friends are sober or, live pretty stable lives. They don't want to go out at all hours. But it's also good because comics can do it and then go to other shows too. So the whole premise of the show is process. Thank you, James. It's not just like that's a sobriety joke right there about being an alcoholic.
I'm allergic to booze. When I drink, I break out in handcuffs.
Yeah, that's like a thing they say in ex-drinking circles. But when I drink, I break out in jail, or when I drink, I break out in a fight or whatever.
Or herpes sores.
Yeah, there's that too. Said. So, is this my?
This is your Instagram.
My Instagram. So, yeah. So that's my childhood picture. Yeah. So, and then the comedy tub, but I'm not sure. So anyway, let me talk about Keep Coming Back for a second. So that show is about anybody who's gotten through anything. It's a comedy show. It's a variety. So you could do storytelling,
spoken word.
If it was funny, I want it to be funny. So if it's funny, but then that could end up a limerick, which is all right. But, and it's about if you've gone through something, you're recovering from something, or what is a process. It's like, I was writing about it today. The show is really about people getting up and talking about the process by which they got through something. It could be positive, it could be negative. Because I felt like after the pandemic, and also me personally, and maybe it's because I have done like recovery and stuff like that, I really like to know what people's process is, how they achieve things, and And also, how do they feel while they're doing it? Because, like, being a stand-up, I've wanted to quit so many times. And, like, there's so much that we are supposed to do. We're supposed to be funny, right? But then you have to market yourself. And then you have to put yourself out there. But then, you know, and not everybody's good at that.
Yeah.
But the thing I really want to know is, like, when people just are honest, like in our comedy groups, and they're not really throwing shade at somebody, but they're like, when they're really honest about, like, I just want to quit a lot of the times, or I feel really jealous when, like, what I want to know is how do people, I like to hear a little bit what it's like on the inside. So for me, when comics talk about, like, I broke so-and-so and I broke up, and, you know, a year ago, and they make jokes about how they got through, they really are telling you, I got through it. In a year, I'm better than I was. But their jokes are about, like, what I want to know is, do you have material about it along the way? Like, or somebody had cancer, and how did they get through it? Can they make it funny? You know, like, either a story, or do they have jokes about it? So what I've learned from some of the comics that I've talked to, sober comics, people in recovery programs, are pretty good at that kind of thing because they're used to talking about their process in their recovery circles, in their recovery stuff. But regular people aren't always used to doing that. And, like, when I watch a comic, if I go to the same open mics and I see a comic 5 days in a row, or if I see them over a period of time, if I'm really listening, and I usually am because I don't smoke anymore and I'm not drinking, like, I can tell you a little bit about their lives because they're telling me what their life is like with their set, whether they intentionally do it, whether they diverge from it, and, you know, like, whether they purposely avoid being personal. If I see them long enough, I can say, well, that person avoids telling about themselves. That would tell me something about them. But what I'm asking comics to do is look at your material, or think about something, or have you written about that time you did what such and such. So that's what that show's about. That was a long
Keep coming back. Laura Hugg,
sorry.
Instagram, Lincoln Lodge, every
second Saturday of every month at 5 o'clock. So we're going to have one this next Saturday.
That one. Mr. James, go ahead and plugs.
Stand Up is back at Zanies Comedy Club starting March 3rd, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. It's Eric Emerson, Mo Good, Blake Burkhart, Michael Myers, and Michael Jaguna Robinson, also produced by Julia Stoyanova. Please come and support our 10 years in operation. Again, March 3rd, 2022 at Zanies Comedy Club, 9 p.m. Thank you very much.
Fun lineup.
It's fucking crazy. Erica Nicole Clark is closing out the first one. Headlining Zanies, Erica Nicole Clark, March 3rd. And then follow Zanies Digital, at Zanies Digital on Instagram and TikTok. And follow Zanies, all the other ones, at Zanies Chicago and at Zanies Rosemont on all platforms. Go to Zanies.com for any shows you want to see in Chicago, aside from Keep Coming Back every second Saturday at Lincoln Lodge. But Zanies, best comedy club in the world. Whatever you do, get out there, support live comedy wherever you can.
Okay, follow Lobo Den Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Lobo Den Podcast, the Lobo Den Podcast. Go to Patreon to support. $3 a month. I'm having a kid. Help me out. Also, go to YouTube. Give me some subscribers. And that's what I need, subscribers and monetize. And if I do, it won't matter because I'm going to play music clips and get demonetized immediately because I'm going to play what the fuck I want. Fuck you. And go to LordVegas.com. You use the Lobo Den to save 20. If you use the promo code LOWER, you save 25%. And again, you could wear camo. You could wear.
What's it called? Lower Vegas.
LordVegas.com.
Lord Vegas.
You see, like those are hyenas, right? Those are hyenas. Look at this shirt. So if you have,
I like the logo.
Yeah, look at the logo. So if you have trouble with women, or if you have a weight problem, don't go to the gym to lose weight. Just buy this and use the promo code 20% off, and I guarantee you will get laid. If not, I will send you nudes of Neil Young that I found on this weird website. I don't think they're real. I don't think it's real. But he's
like recent, or I don't know why I want to.
So if you want to see naked Neil Young, maybe that's photoshopped and it's sexual and there's a dick that's not his, go to LordVegas.com. Use the Lobo Den podcast. Save 25% off. All right, Lobo Den.
Lobo Den.